I'm a rich guy, okay? You know the problem? Not everyone around me is rich. That's a problem, okay? I told a guy once, I said, there's 7 million kids on Adderall and other drugs in the United States. I don't know anything about chemistry. I'm not making a judgment. I am making a judgment that 7 fucking million children in the United States cannot possibly need methamphetamine, okay? That for me is like, wow, that's really hard for me to buy after the opiate deal with the Stackler family who's still alive.
Mhm.
Like, dude, electrocute them. Okay. Like, that's not cool. We're still paying for that. Watch, we're going to pay for that problem for 30 years. Okay.
Well,
Junkies, like, their brains have been tossed. There's no real recovery from it. And they knew what they were doing, dude. And someone let them off. And we can just go back. Oh, the COVID thing, too, by the way. They
mhm.
talk about going next level. Like, guys, if you don't go next level, the gorilla, the Godzilla, King Kong, who just keeps eating everything, he is going to eat you. Okay.
Mhm.
I just make a point that I think we're actually helping these people. You just said it. Hey, how do you define drugs? Dude, you define drugs by something that's solving a symptom and it's not hitting the it's not addressing the core issue,
Mhm.
right? You're never going to solve the problem that way, right? And that's how a nation moves through the whole world today. Our entire goal in life is to not have any pain, make
Mhm.
sure quarterly earnings look really good, build a $1 trillion business, but those 90-day earnings have to be beautiful or we're going to sell you off. The compensation incentive structures have become so distorted in this world where the real human is being devalued. Money is being devalued, always has been, always will be. And guess what comes with it? Human beings. See, we talk about money, it's human beings being devalued. Okay. I just went through a divorce, an FTC settlement, lawsuit, 3 fucking years, $7 million. I did nothing wrong. Uh, Crazy deal, right? I mean, insane. For last 4 years of my life has been people make a comment. They're like, "Hey, man, that old Grant looks really bad, man." It's like, dude, you guys are rough on people, man. Uh, they don't even consider what someone's been through, right? Like, the judgment that's so easy to throw out. Where I'm headed with this is I find this to be a really interesting point in time. And it's giving me something to really like, okay, hey, look, that was a little fucking shitty. Let's move into something that's really positive because I learned from this kind of stuff. I mean, all this stuff I've been through, it just makes you like you do not want to go against Gary, right? I'm not a guy that you want like everybody's tried it and it's just not a it's not a winning solution because I get excited about it. It keeps me alive.
Yeah, yeah, you whether it's you or your brother, I've watched your brother's content, for a long time. I definitely would not bet against y'all. But going back to what you were saying about the pharmaceutical companies, I mean, my audience can attest to this. I've called out these frauds since day one. I've called out big pharma since day one. I live in a town that was hit so hard by the opioid crisis. They literally made a Netflix documentary on my town called The Pharmacist in Chalmette.
Oh wow.
So you brought up the Adderall situation, and we saw that the pain pill addiction and got people basically they go to heroin next, right? That's the next phase. Well, what's happening with the Adderall is what they go and they can't get that, they're going to actual meth. So that's the next epidemic, caused by big pharma that, unfortunately our politicians, are mostly are funded by big pharma. So they're not going to do anything to stop it. So circling back to what Web3, blockchain, and Bitcoin, what this
But
represents to
before you
me.
go there, I
Yeah.
just would be remiss on this subject.
Mhm.
Um, Look, news media has not done us any favors. I believe news media is, I'm going to make a prediction here. The media industry as we knew it will die the most embarrassing death before Bitcoin hits $150,000.
You might be right. I mean, I know they show some of the CNN.
I think they're actually related.
Yeah, CNN had launched like a CNN Plus, and like the subscribers was like so low. You're watching, these legacy media companies die, and like you said, they're killing themselves.
Like,
I mean,
how many subscribers do you have, man? How many viewers will end up seeing this, do you think?
not
Uniques.
probably around 100 to 200, but it's also streaming on a bunch of different platforms. But what's crazy about content, Gary, because I know
Get ready to increase now, bro. I mean, I'm getting ready to wipe you out.
yeah.
My man.
Well, what's interesting with the content, like a long form interview like this, you can cut it up, some good parts, and those shorts will get 10 to 20,000
Yeah.
views. So that's the fun part of it.
Yeah, it is. It is. But see, survey moment. It
Mhm.
shows me the exactly what I'm talking about. See, we're a convenience industry. If you don't sit down and listen to 90 minutes of a guy that actually built 5 multi-billion-dollar companies, and he's open and he's talking about FTC lawsuits and divorce, you're absolutely nobody can help you. Like, you might as well stick a gun on your thigh and shoot it 3 times if you can. Look, dude, this thing's happening so fast. CNN posted 722,000 viewers,
Mhm.
for October. Wow.
And what's
Wow.
interesting about those
Awesome.
numbers is CNN is on at like all the airports, at the DMVs, basically all the government. So
Their
it's like,
return on capital is stupidly bad. It's
mhm,
horrible. Trump, he got 250 million views the night he came out with his mugshot.
mhm.
Cost him $20, bro.
So you think
See,
the
this is the way
indictments.
I look this is the way I look at things. I look at this and go, the indictments against Trump don't even matter. The media is gonna get ripped into pieces so quick.
Mhm.
No one's watching about the Israeli-Palestine war that's watching reality unless they're on X, dude.
What do you think about X since Elon took over?
My sister had no clue
Mhm.
what's really going on until I actually sent her to the right place. She was like, "Oh my god, I can't even deal with this information. I wanna kill myself." This is like, whoa. We have now news, dude, transparency. Remember? I talked about transparency.
Mhm.
When transparency enters any kind of construct, what does a dark club that has a monopoly want to do? Shadow it, shade it, obscure it, don't let anybody see. It's special. We're technologists, defense, blah, blah. The problem is that black box always creates a little issue in the wood pile, like we used to say in Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? In the wood pile.